Hello and welcome to another edition of the Spike Ridgley Show for the 2022 season. I'm your host, Dave Sheets, and with me is the head coach of the Massillon Tiger baseball team, Spike Ridgley. Spike, welcome back.
Thanks for having me, Dave.
Your Tigers are now 5-3 after playing 3 more games last week. Let's go back to the home-and-home matchup with Louisville last Tuesday and Wednesday. Tell us more about how your team split those 2 games with the Leopards.
We ran into a really good pitcher on, I think it was Tuesday night out there, the Warner kid. It's actually Coach's son. He was mixing 3 pitches, throwing the ball around the shins, and he just had us off balance all night long. We really never got much going. Played, I don't know that we. I think if we played that one 2 or 3 more times, the way he was pitching that night, he was really good. So it was good for us to see that pitching. But I think if we get to see that later in the year again, maybe it might go a little different. But he had a heck of a night. So, and then on Wednesday we were able to bounce back. And I'll tell you, they were shutting us out again, I think through 4 innings maybe. It was 5-0. It was a strange game because I think it was the 3rd or 4th inning I looked, and everybody had quality at bats all throughout, and we tracked those. And we just kept telling the kids in between the innings, hey man, just keep your same approach because we're hitting the ball. It's got to start to fall at some point. We kept playing defense, and finally the ball started falling for us. So it was a strange night because we had the QABs going throughout the entire game. I think it was like 85% that night, and your goal is 60. So to be shut out through 4 or 5 innings with an 85% clip on that is, I don't know how many times that'll happen, but we were able to persist and get through that and had a really nice walk-off type of win that night for us.
And then last Friday, you knocked off McKinley for the 2nd time this season. Tell us more about the strong pitching effort that night from Brock Palilli, who made his season debut on the mound against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Brock's a guy that we were really excited about coming out of camp. He had a little injury that happened in the last scrimmage and just needed to help him work through that. He would have been out there from day one, I think, somewhere on the field had he stayed healthy through the scrimmages. So you felt for him as he was working back because he probably was an opening day kind of guy. But he stayed persistent, stayed positive, worked through it with Lee, our trainer, and then getting a chance to see him pitch for the first time in a real game was, we knew he was going to compete. But anytime you're thrown into the rivalry game right away, you're always interested to see how a guy responds, and he did a tremendous job for us. He threw a bunch of strikes. I believe he hit well for us that night too. So we're looking forward to his next opportunity, and we're certainly glad that we have him back and healthy and available.
We talked a bit last week about the team's slow start at the plate. Did you see some improvement this past week, and would you elaborate on what the QAB, or quality at bat, stands for?
Yeah, so for us, the QAB is what keeps your your positivity level up when your batting average is down. Because as you know, I mean, you've watched a lot of baseball. We talk at school. You can hit the ball hard 4 times and not have a hit,
right?
Or you can hit the ball questionable 2 times out of the 4 and somehow have 2 hits. So for us, it hasn't been happening that way through the first probably 3 or 4 games. Maybe 5, and then the last couple it started falling for us. So, but the quality at bat, you can get those in different ways. If you walk, that's a quality at bat. A 6-pitch at bat, not ending in a strikeout, is a quality at bat. If you move the runners up with less than 2 outs, that's a quality at bat. No matter how you get it done, certainly a base hit is. Any way you can get on base is a quality at bat. And then base hits, hard hit balls. So you can hit a hard ball to the shortstop for an out, but it'll still count as a quality at bat. In other words, it's doing the things to help us win that more often times than not it's going to. So striking the ball hard is going to help at some point. We got a few guys right now that statistic, we were going over it in our meeting the other night. We got a few guys that I've done this a long time, and I've got batting averages that do not match up with the quality at bat percentages that these couple kids have. So we've been using that to help them stay positive. And when those start to come more in line, I think we're going to be pretty good offensively. We just need to be persistent and sort of patient as that works its way out. Luck has to get on our side a little bit right now with that, and it hasn't yet, but I think it will.
Is your everyday lineup pretty well set, or do you try to get a lot of different guys on the field every time out?
Right now, we're still working through it. I mean, I think the first 5, really first 4, maybe 4 or 5 is starting to settle in. But we've got some young kids at the end that are swinging it. Hack and Bracht. I think Palilli's going to be one of those guys. Drew Stitt's starting to swing some. Gavin's been pretty consistent. The only reason those guys haven't moved up yet is because I don't want them to get a steady diet of curveballs and changeups. I don't know if I should say that on TV, but hopefully nobody's watching that except for people in Massillon.
When we come back, we'll visit with a Tiger player, but first, this time out on the Spike Ridgley Show.
At MCTV, we listen to your needs. That's why our internet options deliver the speed and reliability you don't just want, but you need. Upgrade your internet service to give your in-home Wi-Fi an extra boost. More data running through your home means you can power more devices, spend less time buffering, and more time connected to what matters most. Upgrade today. Give us a call or contact us online. MCTV. We go the extra mile.
And we welcome you back to the Spike Ridgley Show. The Tiger player joining us this week is sophomore shortstop Gavin Marcerick. Gavin, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Gavin, what are your earliest memories of playing the sport of baseball, and who taught you the game?
I would say just playing catch in the backyard or just going to games when I was younger. I would say my dad played a big role in just teaching me the game and how to play it the right way, along with my mom just always supported me with what I wanted to play.
Excellent. Now, you played a lot as a freshman on the varsity last year. Now as a sophomore, tell us how you would describe your role on this year's team.
Last year, it played a big part where I am today because I got the experience with all the older guys last year, and it really taught me how to try to lead at this team and just a better way to view it.
What goals did you set for yourself before this season started?
I really just wanted to play my role and try to help the team the best way I could.
Who are some of the guys on the team that you look up to for leadership and maybe some advice from time to time?
Leadership-wise, Shane's always a guy to go to. He'll always be honest with me. Along with Matt. Matt played last year as a sophomore, and so they both know what it's like to play at a young age.
Describe for us some of the different skills needed to play the shortstop position.
I would say just I try to be quick and just fluently when I'm fielding a ground ball and just to get a guy out.
And finally, at the plate, how would you describe your mental and physical approach when you step into the batter's box?
Mentally, I just think about just trying to put a good swing on the baseball and just hit a ball hard somewhere and let it happen from there.
Sounds good. Well, we appreciate your time today. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
And the coach, Spike Ridgley, will join us here on the Spike Ridgley Show when we return.
Hello, and welcome to the Stark County Humane Society. Today we're going to give you a few pointers when considering adopting a new furry friend. All animals here at the Stark County Humane Society are spayed, neutered, microchipped, vaccinated, dewormed, and if old enough, heartworm tested for our canine friends. Adopters will receive a free exam within 2 weeks of adoption at local veterinarian hospitals. We encourage all adopters to take full advantage of this. A one-time adoption fee is required for your new furry friend. When you adopt, you get an awesome adoption packet that includes treats for your new fur baby and savings for you. But this is not where the cost of adoption stops. Did you know the average cost of an animal like a new puppy or kitten can cost up to $500 annually? This includes annual veterinarian visits, preventative care, and everyday supplies like crate, litter, food, toys. But I hope this doesn't scare you away. Adopting an animal is a huge responsibility and a commitment. Please take the time to consider the cost of adopting a new pet into your family today. I hope to see you soon at the Stark County Humane Society. Please visit our website or visit us on social media for more information.
And welcome back to the Spike Ridgley Show. Spike, we just spoke with sophomore Gavin Marcerick in our last segment. How would you describe Gavin's impact on this year's team so far?
Gavin's a quiet kid that's always working hard. He's a lead by example type of guy. I think he'll be that. He's that guy right now, and I think he'll be that guy for 3 more years for us. He's nose to the grindstone, quiet, always doing what he's supposed to. He's a guy that you know is going to be doing what you're asking even when you're not watching. And I think that's transcended over into his play on the field. You know, I've always expected him defensively to be good because I see the work that he puts in with that. And I can see how he handles himself with his hands and feet when we're doing ground balls and defensive work inside. The thing that surprised me some is the hitting early on. So that's been a nice surprise for us, and it speaks to his approach and being aggressive and trying to get a fastball early in the count.
Because your Tigers are an independent and you're not playing for a league or conference championship, what kind of goals do you have in place for this season? And do those team goals tend to change from year to year?
You know, the team goals for us, it starts with our culture. We want to live the culture, and for us, that's having great competitive excellence, giving relentless effort all the time, and then having effective communication, we call it. And we feel like if we can do those things in school, within the team confines, we'll grow trust with one another. And when you have trust and you're playing for each other, you can be pretty good. And we've shown that over the last few years that when we're able to achieve that, sometimes you can make the ball bounce your way a little bit when you got a group of guys and coaches that are all working together. And that's always our goal. Our goal is to become the best version of ourselves, whatever that is. And we try to give ourselves the chance to do that by giving that relentless effort and having the competitive excellence and communicating well. And this year's group has got a nice start into that. Our biggest challenge as a group right now is we're searching for consistency. We're trying to get consistency in practice. We're trying to stack 3, 4, 5 in a row without having that time where you have the one where you said, man, we could have did this, this, or this. We're growing through that. Sometimes you have that as a young team, and that's where we're at right now. But I think the future is bright if we can try to do those 3 things that we said there and sort of grow trust for one another.
As we look at the schedule for this week, you have a home-and-home schedule with Perry. Let's talk about that. What do you know about the Panthers?
Yeah, Perry's really similar to us. We scrimmage them. We're 5-3. Their record's not quite that, but they're playing in the Federal League every Tuesday and Wednesday. I mean, they're going up against competitive, tough teams all the time. We try to schedule that for ourselves, but the fact of the matter is, for us, when we scrimmage them, we felt like we were very similar to them personnel-wise. It's a tough group of kids that's going to be coached well. I know their head coach really well. We actually coached together when we were up the road here wearing purple back in the day. So nothing but respect for Craig Whitaker and the staff that he's got. And I know that those guys will be coming over tough, ready to have a couple of real competitive games.
Looks like Mother Nature's going to warm things up this weekend, and on Saturday you have a home doubleheader scheduled against Cuyahoga Falls.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to Saturday because of the weather's a big part of it. It looks like 80 degrees and sunny, and then it's our youth day too. So, we're going to do a recognition we could have as many as 250 kids there in uniform. So we like to do that once a year. Didn't get to do it maybe as much as we wanted to the last couple of years for the obvious reason. But just really looking forward to it. And we're looking forward to another chance to get out there and play. What a nice day to get a chance to play 2 games. It's going to be good for us.
And then on Monday, a road game at Canton South. What about the Wildcats?
To be honest with you, I don't know a whole lot about them other than their record right now. They played a tough conference. I do know that. I don't know who they've played in that league yet. I'll get to that probably later this weekend. But right now, I think we're pretty locked in on the Perry series. Being the next couple of days, with the weather today, we're hoping that we're able to get that second one in on Thursday and kind of move from there. But it's a good program. It's a characteristically pretty good program. That's district regional team in years past, so I'm sure they'll be tough like they normally are.
Thanks for your time. As we wrap up another edition of the Spike Ridgley Show, we want to thank Spike and sophomore shortstop Gavin Marcerick for joining us this week. I'm your host, Dave Sheets. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Tigers.